خوش اومدید. کیمیا کیانی هستم. توی این ویدیو میخوایم انواع و اقسام سوالا رو با هم بررسی کنیم. دو مدل سوالا رو که تا الان یاد گرفتیم، یکی yes no question ها که جوابشون آره یا نه داره، یکی دیگه سوال WH که مثلا کجا، کی، با کی، کدوم، چیکار، که توی جوابش باید جمله کامل بگی دیگه. حالا خود این WH question ها به دو حالت تقسیم میشن. یه مدل WH راجع به فاعل جمله ازت سوال میپرسه، مثلا Who invented the lamp؟ یه سری دیگه سوالا هستن که راجع به مفعول سوال میپرسه، مثلا Who did you go out with yesterday؟ حالا یه سری دیگه سوالا داریم که این سوالات خوشگلی هستن، سوالات قشنگ، سوالات مؤدبانه. مثلا دیدید انگلیسی‌ها، آمریکایی‌ها نه انگلیسی‌ها چقدر مؤدبن، چقدر قشنگ صحبت میکنن. مثلا تو خیابون داری راه میری، نمیدونی ساعت چنده، میخوای از یکی بپرسی ساعت چنده. خب اول که قشنگ نیست، تو حالا مزاحم طرف شدی، وقتشو گرفتی، ازش میخوای بپرسی ساعت چنده. ما اینجا فرهنگ سازی میکنیم. پس بهتره این سوالاتو قشنگ‌تر بپرسی حالا که داری وقت طرفو میگیری. مثلا Can you tell me what time it is؟ به این سوالا میگن سوالات غیر مستقیم یا indirect questions. ادامه ویدیو رو کامل ببین تا خوب این سوالا رو یاد بگیری. برای حمایت و دیدن ویدیوهای بیشترم خوشحال میشم سابسکرایب کنی، زنگوله رو بزن تا ویدیوهای تاکتن رو از دست ندی. لایک و کامنت یادتون نره. میبینمتون.
Welcome back to Talkline Show. Today we want to interview Miss Jackson, an actress who has starred in many shows and movies, to get to know her better. So, Miss Jackson, where would you go if you could go back in time?
To a 1930s jazz club. I love the music and the clothes at that time.
And which living person do you admire the most?
It might sound a bit cheesy to say, but my mom. If she hadn't been there for me at the beginning of my career, I don't think I would ever be succeeded.
And can you tell me which living person you most despise and why?
I won't say her name.
Okay, and could you tell me what inspired you to start working as an actress?
Well, I knew I wanted to be an actor since I was a kid. I was in love with Breakfast at Tiffany's and Audrey Hepburn.
Thank you so much for coming to the show today.
Don't mention it.
That's all for today's show. Thank you for watching us.
Hello, our dear students. We are back again with another short grammar clip. In this short grammar clip, we will teach you yes/no questions, WH object questions, WH subject questions, and indirect questions. Let's start with yes/no question. A yes/no question is formed by AM plus S plus V. But what do they stand for? I want you to memorize this formula. A stands for auxiliary, M stands for modals, S stands for subject, and V stands for verb. So memorize A or M, SV. Let's have an example with auxiliary. Did he go out? Example with modal. Can he ski? WH object questions. We ask object questions because we want to find out about the object of the sentence. In other words, the thing that the action is done on it. The formula is WH or W, A or M, plus S plus V. WH stands for WH question words, A stands for auxiliary, M stands for modal, S stands for subject, and V stands for verb. Look at the example with auxiliary. Where did he go? We want to know the place that he went to. What can he do? We want to know what ability someone has. So they are objects. WH subject questions. We ask subject questions to find out about the doer of an action, or in other words, the subjects of the senses. And the subject question, the WH word, is the subject of the question. Look at the example, look at the formula. WH or W plus verb. Who invented the lamp? As you can see, the sentence starts with the WH word, but it doesn't have any auxiliary verbs. So who, and the WH word plays the role of subject. Following that, we have a simple past verb. So, and the second part, the verb can be changed to simple past, simple present, present perfect. Who should wash the dishes? Which team has won the World Cup 5 times? Remember. And the subject question, we never, I'm repeating myself, we never use auxiliary verbs, do, does, did, and we never change the place of the auxiliaries and modal verbs. Look at some correct and incorrect questions. Who lives next door? It is correct. Who does live next door? Is incorrect, because we have the object in this question. Next door is the object. We want to know the doer. Who does live next door is incorrect. Who broke the window? We want to know the responsible of breaking the window, the doer of action, not the object. The object in this question is window. We know the object. We just need to find out about the subject. It is correct. Who did break the window is incorrect. Which team has bought Cristiano Ronaldo? We have the object here in this question. What is the object? Cristiano Ronaldo. We don't know the subject of the question, the team, the name of the team. Which team, which has team bought Cristiano Ronaldo is incorrect, because we shouldn't change the place of auxiliary and the subject. Who will play in next James Bond film? We have the object, next James Bond film. We just know the doer of action, the person who is going to play. So it's incorrect to change the place of will and the verb. Who play will in the next James Bond film is incorrect. Indirect questions. As you know, the British have a reputation for being really polite. Let me introduce Mr. Thompson to you. Mr. Thompson is a British gentleman who tries to behave at his best when he speaks, especially when he is asking a question. But why I said this? Because we want to find out why we should ask and why we should use indirect questions. We use indirect questions to sound more polite when we are asking a question. Common phrases to start an indirect questions are here. I wonder, I'm not sure, I can't remember, I want to know, do you have any ideas? I'd like to know, can you tell me, could you tell me? We use these phrases because they are the most common ones to start an indirect questions to sound more polite. Rules. The word order in indirect question is the same as in affirmative senses. Affirmative means positive senses. We use if or whether in yes-no questions to join the two questions. We never use do, does, or did, and never change the word order in the second question. Look at example. Does he live near here? Does is a question. It's an auxiliary and it's used for making direct questions. Now look at the indirect question. I want to know. We must replace does with if or whether. If or whether he lives near here. When did you leave the party? Did is an auxiliary. We don't need it. We say, I wonder when, because we don't use did, we must use the past form of the verbs. And it must be, the second sentence must be in an affirmative form. I wonder when you left the party. Examples. Direct questions and indirect questions. Did he come on time? It's a simple past question. To make simple past questions, we use did and the base form of the verbs. But in the indirect form, since it is a yes-no question, we use first if or whether to join two parts of questions, and then we change the verb into the past form because we don't use did. I want to know if or whether he came on time. Has Jane been to Korea? In this question, we change the place of auxiliary verb with subject. But in indirect questions, we don't do it. I'd like to know if or whether Jane has been to Korea. Where did you go after the party? I wonder where you went after the party. Who are you going out with? Can you tell me who you are going out with? In the indirect question form, we must not change the place of auxiliary and subject. So we say who you are going out with. We hope you will find this short grammar clip useful. To learn more about subject questions, object questions, and indirect questions, please do the following exercises on the website.